What's up, YouTube? This is Matt with Level Up Reviews, and I'm doing another video. And actually, this is a video. I'm gonna do a dungeon, and I'm gonna talk about the races again. So I know the last video I actually talked about the classes, and when I did the classes, I went over my top ones that I either liked or that I didn't like, and I actually talked about the senses as to what most WoW players are playing nowadays. So I'm going to actually do the same thing with the races. So I got the census pulled up. I'm going to go ahead and pop for a dungeon because I always get instant queues. One of the reasons I love being a tank. Boom, look at that. Instead of waiting 30 minutes, I get instant queues. It's great. So anyway, my paladin that I'm actually playing this, my new main, which used to be my hunter, my paladin's actually a Draenei. So Draenei's are obviously one of the ones that I actually really thoroughly enjoy playing. And how Draenei's are just fun. There's nothing really special about them. They do have the Gift of the Naru, which the Gift of the Naru, of course, heals over time. They have enchanting that's increased. You know, just basic stuff like that. But to be honest, there's really nothing super special about them. I just like the way they look. I mean, like, the reason I chose the Draenei Paladin was years ago during Cataclysm. There was a Paladin, and it was a Draenei, fully tiered out everything. I've never been able to find the set for some reason. But they were, like, decked out in some gold armor, and they looked unstoppable, and I always liked them ever since. So there's my Draenei. My Shaman's actually also a Draenei as well. And I'm playing the female character because I think the thinner look, or the smaller look, I think looks a lot better. The male Draenei's tend to be really beefy and really huge. So, hey, some people like that, some people don't. I'm not a big fan. I prefer smaller. I just think it looks really cool and looks more sleeker. Especially in like the topper gear, I think looks better. But anyway, my other character, besides my Shaman, who's also Draenei, my other character would be my hunter. So my second main, my hunter, is Worgen. Now, the Worgens are the werewolf race, and they're really, actually, the history behind them and how they came about, and how their city was hidden, and all kinds of stuff. I actually love that history, and it's really fun to play the Worgen class. Hey, look, there's a Worgen right there on our team. But I really do love the Worgen class. I think it's really fun. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely a class that I've enjoyed playing. But I will say that out of all my 4 110s that I have, that would be the one race that I would actually love to change. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of being a Worgen, so that would be the one I would like to change. The third was the Rogue. Now, the Rogue is a undead, which everyone obviously knows what an undead is. The undead race used to be very popular, not as much anymore, but it used to be one of the most popular ones to play. And, you know, they're really cool. They have cannibalism, which is you can eat human corpses and gain your health back, which that's pretty cool. And they just look pretty cool. I think that was why they were so popular, was they just kind of look cool. They're really sleek, they're really small, they have ribs showing, all kinds of stuff. They're really cool characters to play. Let's go to another race. So those are like I do like all 3 of those races. We have dwarves, which I've never actually done anything with the dwarves. Didn't really care to have a character that was a dwarf. I don't know. I just didn't really like the way they look. I know one of my friends had one who loved his dwarf, and they have a lot of cool abilities and stuff like that. But it's just never been one that I really cared about. The gnome, which is my mage, my gnome mage, it was actually my other main that was on Mr. Pandera and Warlords. I really do love the gnome. I just liked how small it was, and I thought it was so cool because back during this and stuff, mages were super powerful. And I know they've got nerfed a little bit in Legion, which is fine, but I would actually love to see that class go back. But I thought it was really funny. I don't know, maybe it's just a personal thing. I always found it funny that my mage was a gnome because the most powerful thing's like also the smallest. But I really do like my mage. The armor looks really cool on them, and gnomes are just really cool in general. They're just really small. And they have really cool abilities as well. I'm kind of just going down the list on the census right now. Making sure I get all the races. Humans are another one. They're basic. I mean, it's a human. It's what you are. So it's just that's a basic class. Ooh, we get that. We get to do this boss in this one. Anyway, now humans are just a basic class. You know, male, female humans. There's really nothing super popular about either one. Just a human. The last one on the Alliance side is actually a Night Elf. Now, Night Elves are one of the most popular, of course, and they're really fun to play. They do like a little double jump. Generally, they're also all they're the only ones that can do hunters. And they also have an ability called Fade where they can actually, they have their own personal stealth, so no matter what character you have, you can actually use it. But I believe it's like an overtime thing, like I don't think you can actually stay stealth permanently like a Lid can. But it is pretty cool nonetheless. And it's one that I do like Night Elves, they're pretty fun. I'm going to skip one to talk about that one last because it's actually my least favorite race, and then it's actually proven to be least favorite among everyone. Oh, please give me gear. Dang it, I didn't get my gear. As you guys know, I'm looking for one more piece and then I can actually start doing raiding and stuff. So anyway, we're going to move on to the Horde. You got Blood Elves. Blood Elves are one of the most popular races ever. They are really fun. In fact, all my Horde characters, I do have a few Blood Elves. Like my Priest is a Blood Elf and a few others. I do like the Blood Elves. Their abilities are okay. There's nothing really special about them. I just think they look really badass in gear. Goblins are one of my least favorites as well. Goblins were brought to us during the Cataclysm with Worgens. Their island was actually discovered when Cataclysm happened because Deathwing had destroyed part of their island, and that's when their island kind of came notice. And same thing with Worgens. During the whole entire Cataclysm effect with Deathwing, they kind of just emerged out of all the turmoil. So I do like the Worgens and Goblins for that aspect. The fact that their race was kind of like hidden. I mean, the Goblin Isles are actually pretty fun because they have like a bunch of tinkering stuff and like race cars, and you can do all kinds of stuff on those. They're actually pretty fun. But other than that, their Goblins aren't really my favorite. They do have a few cool abilities, and you get like a personal bank you can carry anywhere. But they're not one of my favorites. The next race is Orc. Orcs are classic. They've been around since vanilla. A lot of people play Orcs, and they're just they're just like the humans. They're just they're one of the originals, and they're a lot of fun. They have a increased rage, so they're actually one of the best rogues because you can actually increase your damage with their special ability, which is really cool, I think. Taurens are another one. I actually really like the Taurens. In fact, I had one years ago that was a shaman, and they're just really cool. I know now Taurens can be paladins, but back in the day they couldn't. But the Taurens just look really cool. It's just a giant cow, but when you put armor on them and actually get them going, it looks so amazing. Definitely a really cool class, really fun class. And then last for the Horde side, I'm not going to mention the neutral character yet, but last race for the Horde side would be the Trolls. Trolls are another one that's like self-explanatory. They're just like elves, but the Trolls have like piercings on their nose and stuff, and they tend to look a little bit differently. But just like with the Orcs, they actually have a special ability where they can increase their damage. So it comes with a cooldown, of course, but you can actually increase the damage, and it's really cool. They make really good rogues and other stuff too. And I think it was Kata, they can now become druids. So they've been druids for a while too, which I honestly think, out of all the druid forms, they have the best looking cats and bear forms. I mean, the markings and stuff on them just look amazing. It's the only reason I wanted a troll druid. So I'm more of Alliance than Horde. I only have a few Horde characters. I used to have all Horde. So the last one we're going to talk about is actually the least favorite of everyone. It's the pandas. No one gives two craps about the pandas. In fact, Mists of Pandaria, a lot of people like to forget that expansion. It was down as one of the most horrible expansions they've ever come out with. Even Blizzard has physically come out and apologized for that one. And they tried to fix it with Warlords, which Warlords wasn't as good either. But either way, it was Pandas can go either way. You can actually start off neutral, and then you gotta choose, like, I think at like level 10 or 20, you can actually choose whether you want to be Alliance or Horde, which I did like that kind of aspect of it. I think if they did more races like that, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, the Pandas, no, they suck. It's just plain and simple. No one likes playing them. I don't like playing them. I think they look horrible. So. Now, I'm going to go over the census real quick. So that was actually just my opinion. So none of those are actual fact. My top ones would have to be, out of overall, not like Alliance or Horde or whatever, but my top ones overall would probably be, looking over, probably be the Draenei, Blood Elf, and probably the Orcs. I think all three of those are really good, really awesome looking classes. You know, they have later gear that looks amazing. My least favorite is the Pandas, Pandera, or Pandarians, and the Goblins. My two least favorites out of all the classes, all races. So, according to the census, the least popular is Pandas. The Pandarians actually are really low, and in fact, I think it's kind of interesting. I'm looking at the census right now. Goblins are actually a little bit lower than the Alliance ones, but the Horde Pandarians are 29 are lower than the Goblins. But the Goblins and the Pandas are all three the lowest. Nope, still no gear. Maybe hopefully the last boss will be gear. So when you move up the chart, we got those were all three at 2%. After that, you have the dwarfs and the gnomes are both at 4. I mean, a lot of people used to play them back in vanilla, but not as much anymore. I can kind of see that. They're kind of an unused race. Let's see, going to 6%, you have the Taurens, Trolls, Undeads, and Draenei. Yeah, all 4 of those are actually at 6%, which is pretty cool. You know, a lot of people still play those. Those are kind of like an average. You know, you'll see them all the time. Like right now, actually, in this group alone, we have Night Elf, Gnome, a Worgen, and we're in a fight right now, so I can't tell the other one. Actually, we have a Panda. I think it's a Panda. I honestly can't tell. Oh, it's a Draenei. Okay, so yeah, we have a Draenei, 2 Draeneis, a Gnome, a Night Elf, and a Worgen. So... But yeah, Tauren, Trolls, Undeads, and Draenei, they're just average. The next one up would be an Orc. Orcs actually at 7%, which is only 1% higher than those. A lot of people still play Orcs. Orcs are still one of the most popular when it comes to Horde players. And a lot of people like them still. Because they're really powerful and they look really cool. The next one would be Night Elves. Night Elves actually coming at 15%, which is a huge spike. A lot of people like Night Elves. They've always been popular. Definitely a big race for everyone to play. And then humans are right above that with 17%, which I kind of find interesting. I didn't think they'd be up there that high, but humans are your natural ones. They look good. You know, they're just your natural characters. So I think that's why a lot of people choose them. They're not as weird looking, I would say, as the other ones, but you know, everyone has their own opinions when it comes to those. The last but not least is the Blood Elf. I actually found this one really interesting. I know Blood Elves are popular. I just didn't know they were that popular. They come in at 20%, which is 1/5 of all WoW players play a Blood Elf. Now think about that. On average, they've already said that they have 15 to 20 million players playing each month. Okay. They've got a bunch of subscription outs there and everything. So if you take the average of 20 million player, let's even go to the ladder 15. That's at least, I don't know, 3 to 4 million of those players are all Blood Elves. That's ridiculous. But it's a popular class. A lot of people like those classes, or a lot of people like that race. So I guess I can kind of see why. They do look really awesome. Especially their higher level gear looks fantastic. And that was a really cool thing they did when they bought them. And they've never lost popularity. They've been popular since the beginning. But those are all the races. The races are just that. I mean, like I said, they all have their own abilities. They all have their own things. And if I had all the details in each one pulled up, which I should have, beforehand, I'd be able to give you more details. Because each one has like increased herbalism. Like I know Draenei, or not Draenei's Torrens have increased herbalism. You know, there's just little stuff like that, and I should have had that all pulled up. But either way, each race has their own little thing. But even though most players don't really look at that, they want to look at what they look like. When I had my fiance play, she didn't really look at the ability. She looked at what she wanted to play, and that's what most WoW players do nowadays. You know, if you get like more of the hardcore people, like that are actually trying to raid and stuff, of course they're gonna go with something that's like, you know, an orc or something like that gives like increased damage or something like that. Wait, what did I just get?
You are mine. Why do they bring
I don't know what the heck I just got, but I just got something. I think I just picked up a quest on accident, which is pretty funny. But anyway, so yeah, that's the whole thing. Is the you know, most players just pick whatever they think is good. Because honestly, about 80% of players nowadays are just casual players like me. You know, I'm not a hardcore raider. I don't plan on a hardcore raiding. Don't have time for that. I mean, that's like a good 4 to 5 hour, maybe a 6 hour night of sitting on a raid, and I just don't have time for that sometimes. Even though I'm sitting here for hours and hours. But I don't know. I just it's just not me. I like being a casual player. I like leveling up my gear, but not like to extreme heights like most people go. I just don't put that much time and dedication. I honestly have more fun leveling different characters than just seeing the world. You know, there's sometimes where I log on and I just go to the old world that you don't even look at anymore. You know, most people don't even see all the quests anymore. Give me gear. No, damn it, I wanted my gear. I just want gear. Like, is that too hard to ask? So, but yeah, it's those are all the races. Everyone has their own opinions. Some people like others. I think my fiance chose a Worgen. Worgens are pretty cool. Not my favorite, but they're pretty cool. So, but anyway, guys, so that was the end of this raid. That was the end of the discussion about the races. So this has been Matt with Level Up Reviews. Just remember, everyone, to keep leveling up.